guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week I was on YouTube just scrolling through watching some videos as you do, and I got this advert which was one of Cara Delevigne advertising this Rimmel Brow This Way like shakeable brow powder, which I thought was like really cool. So I went out and bought it because I really wanted to try it because it seems like a very different and interesting concept. I haven't seen anything like this before and I was just really curious as to how this actually works. So I just wanted to try it and give you guys sort of like a mini little review, sort of first impressions video of this product today. So this is the product right off the bat. As you can see, it says Rimmel Brow This Way 3-in-1 Ultra Soft Brow Powder. So I got the colour dark brown because this was the darkest brown shade that they have, although I feel like it's still swatched very orange in the store, but you know, it was the darkest colour they had aside from black. Here's what it looks like on my hand. So it's quite opaque right on the swatch, but I think I'm now going to go and swatch it on my face. Also, I just thought I would say that it does smudge quite easily. It is a powder, so that is expected, but it does leave some sort of remains behind, but by no means is this waterproof or smudge proof, anything like that. So also I thought, seeing as I have quite natural thick brows, I've brought along my sister. She's going to be coming in the video later because she has quite sparse brows naturally, so I'm going to test it on her as well and then we can compare the results on both of us. So I've just zoomed you guys in a bit. As you can see, I have zero brow product on my brows right now. I just took it off. So yeah, I think I'm going to try first applying it with the little wand that it comes with, which I don't think will be particularly accurate because it is quite stubby and round. But I also have a brush. I might try and take some of the product off of that and try it that way as well, but I think I'm just going to go straight into it. So I'm first just going to go straight in with this thing, I guess. It's a little shaky bead in here, not sure why because there's no product actually in here, or at least I don't think there is. So I'm just going to start dragging it through the tail of my brow. It's quite pigmented and it actually isn't too bad of a match for my brows. Also, this is just with one dip so far. I haven't re-dipped my product yet. I feel like I might have to near in the tail to make sure that I get a sharp edge, because the tail is like particularly important to get a clean line. That was certainly a problem. Yeah, the tail didn't turn out the best. It's a bit smudgy. It cleaned up fairly decent using my finger. So now I'm just gonna try and feather this into the front of my brow. Oh, I've got a bit on the forehead and that's not coming off. Oh my gosh. One thing I have to mention, this fallout though. Oh my god, can you see it? Like all over. I think that might be my fault because I kind of like flicked it all over my face. Okay, so the fallout was really an issue. It's just not coming off like when I'm blowing it, when I'm trying to brush it away. I'm gonna go get a brush and also some concealer to clean up this issue we've got going on my forehead, and I'll be right back. I've also just got a little bit of concealer to try and sort this situation out I've got going on. Also, I feel like the brow is super harsh, so I'm gonna try and brush a little bit of the product out with this spoolie. So that side was a bit intense and a bit messy to do, so I'm gonna re-dip my product. By the way, that was all with just one dip on that side, and I'm gonna try and take off some of the product. The powder's going everywhere. Just take some of the product off of this little applicator, and I'm gonna try and brush it through my brow this way. And I'm gonna try create a thinner tail this time using the brush. I feel like I can be a bit more precise with the brush maybe. Yeah, the tail certainly turned out a lot better on this side. And I'm just gonna run a little bit through the front. And we have no fallout on this side using the brush because I feel like I could control the amount of product I was putting on. a lot better than with the little thing on its own. And again, I just used one dip for this whole brow, just to make it fair, because I used one dip on this side as well. So these are the finished brows on myself. Again, I'm going to get Charlotte in a minute, but just what I think about it so far, I think applying it with the brush is certainly the way to go, although I do think it's a very weird product design. Like, I don't understand why they didn't just use a normal powder. Like, if you're gonna go to the hassle and have to use the brush anyway, it just defeats the point of having it in a tube with the little applicator. But I don't know, I feel like this side is way too dark and way too pigmented for me, but the pigmentation is certainly very good. That's a plus. Product goes a long way, but I do feel like on this side where I used less of the product, you can certainly see that it is more red toned, so if you have more cool toned hair, you probably wouldn't want to use this product. I don't really know what the lighter ones look like because obviously I don't have light hair, so I couldn't test that one out. But again, if you're using it directly from the tube, it's a very messy process as well. You can see the fallout was just horrendous when I used the product on its own, but with the brush it was fine. Again, around the brow as well, it wasn't very precise to apply with, so that's why I do recommend using it with the brush. That's all I have to say about the brows on me. I'll go get my sister and we'll see what she thinks about it as well. So I've got Charlotte here and we're gonna try the product on her brows and see how it compares. So again, I'm gonna do one side using just the product by itself and the other side using the brush, and we'll see how it goes. So you can already see the fallout is beginning to show, again right under Charlotte's brow. That is the main issue with applying it with this, and also I feel like it's going to be harder to get more precise, especially on Charlotte's brows, because they require a lot more precision in getting the tail correct because she has more sparseness in her tail area. I'm gonna try and attempt to feather it with this little stick thing again, but it's proving very difficult on myself, so I don't know how it's gonna go on Charlotte. This was where we had the major issues with the fallout all over my face before. I'm trying to just press it more than flick it because I don't really want it to go everywhere. I'm gonna try and spoolie it through a little bit and blend this front section out. How do you think that looks, Charlotte? It's not that bad, but I don't think I'd use it over anything else. Yeah, I don't think I would either. I'm going to try and do it on the other side with the brush because that seemed to work a lot better than just using it by itself. So I feel like with the brush, we can create a better arch especially as well, and of course the tail. I feel like this might be good for me if I was in a rush, just to like slap a bit of product on, but even then, like, what's really the point if you're gonna have to clean it up with concealer after anyway? I suppose it'd be okay if like you ran out of your everyday brow stuff. It's just like putting really pigmented eyeshadow on, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And again, I've only used one dip on both brows, so you can see the product does go quite a long way. So now I'm just moving on to the tail. Also, I did have to re-dip the brush just once because I felt like it wasn't saturated enough to get like a good tail on this brow. You can see the tail is a lot more precise on this side versus this side. It just looks sort of blunt and powdery, like you would sort of expect an eyeshadow to look. So that's that brow done. What do you think of that one, Charlotte? Compared to this one, this brow's obviously a lot better with the preciseness. That one's just kind of muddy all over. The fallout is just like everywhere. Compared with how I normally do my brows, I feel like the colour's off, but that is to be expected because there was only 3 colours, was it? Or was it 4? It might have been 4. There was like a blonde colour, maybe a light brown, there was this dark brown, and then just straight up black, like there was no in-betweens. Yeah, I don't think it looks that bad, like I don't mind it. I could go out with this on, but using the brush, obviously that side is just... like, what even is it? So, thank you very much for your contribution to this video, Charlotte. I hope this was insightful for the audience on how it works on different brow types. So, goodbye. So there you have it, guys. That's how it works on different brow types, and that's what our opinions are on it. I hope it was somewhat insightful, and overall I do think this product is okay as long as you use it with the brush, but I just really don't know what they were thinking. I think, you know, a normal brow powder would work just as well, if not better, or a brow gel definitely for the precision, but using it on its own straight from the bottle, I just don't know, it just creates a really blocky brow, and personally I wouldn't use it that way. If I was going to use it, I'd just use it on the brush, like if I ran out of my regular brow stuff, because that's just a lot more practical for me to use rather than having to transfer from the applicator to the brush to my brow and then keep re-dipping. It's just too much hassle, and then cleaning it with concealer after as well, it's just so unnecessary. I never usually have to do that, but that's just my opinion on this. I hope this video was helpful and you learned something about this product. If you'd like to see more product reviews, recommend some products to me in the comments box below. I'd love to do some like more weird products, like Korean beauty products. I know Beauty Bay just recently introduced like a K-beauty section, so I was going to order some of them stuff. They have like snail face masks, which is very interesting, and they also had those lip stains where you like squirt it on and then peel it off and it leaves the lip stain behind, so I might try some of those if you want. So that's all for this video today. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, that really helps me out. Also subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and that's all from me today, so I'll see you next week. Bye. Based on can't swatch with writing on my hand, can I? Oh my god, I've got this crap. Flicked it all over my face. It's not coming off either. I'll try and use my hair to wipe the fallout away. I don't have a brush on me. This fallout is really stressing me out. It's like everywhere. So I've got Charlotte here, and you can't even see me. You tell me if my head's in shot. Oh yeah, it is. Can I put on my face with a brush? Okay. The camera overheated again. Why does it do this every week? Everywhere.
Oh, the camera's overheating.
Oh my god, again. Goodbye.
Thanks. Can you put me in a proof? Like,
if only I knew how to edit.